say Knicks for clicks, so we'll start with the Knicks. They've lost the last couple of games, one to Denver, one to Phoenix. They're still in the 4th spot in the East, just barely though. Handful of games left for them. They're a half game up on 5th place. And Dylan, a fantastic season for the Knicks, but with 5 games to go, still a decent amount for them to lose in the playoff picture. They are at least into the play-in tournament, no matter what happens the rest of the way. But not the best time to drop a couple of games here, particularly last night in blowout fashion in Phoenix.
It would certainly not be the best time, arguably the worst time. That's just my opinion, though. But here's the thing: is we all know this was kind of a very pleasant surprise. This run the New York Knicks have had this year, and it's so fun to watch, and it's so exciting to watch both New York teams near the top of the Eastern Conference. But there is something to be said about experience down the stretch of the regular season. It is essential to any team that's going to win. Teams do not win in their first year of trying to get things together. This is a very 2015 Mets New York Knicks team. It's just things have fallen into place in a certain way. The talent's been there. It's just glued together in just the right way this year. And things have worked for them. So, are they going to struggle against teams that have a little more experience than them down the line of this regular season, and specifically as they get into at least the play-in tournament, perhaps even the first round of the playoffs? Yeah, it's going to be hard. But, if you're the Knicks, perhaps the best way to be looking at this is not as much about going for the trophy this season and gunning for the trophy this season as much as it is you are here so that you're ready come time when you're here next season, because they're going to be there next season.
Yeah, that's certainly the hope. And I think some of the veteran guys will help. Rose, Taj Gibson, Nerlens Noel. Like, those guys will be helpful to this Knicks team as they go along here. 5 games left. They've got the Clippers, Lakers, Spurs, Hornets, Celtics. That's not an easy schedule going down the stretch of the season by any stretch of the imagination. But it's doable, and they've already clinched being above 500. So the Knicks are going to try to finish the season strong here. All those teams, as far as I'm concerned, have something to play for. Spurs are in the last spot in the West playoffs. The Pelicans, it looks like, somehow are going to miss again.
Andrew, you seem like you have some thoughts on this.
I know everyone's kind of recalibrated and kind of raised their expectations for this team with the amount of success that they've had. But let's all have some perspective and put context. The Denver Nuggets are a really, really good team that even without Jamal Murray, with Nikola Jokic and Michael Porter Jr., that is enough star power to get them into the semifinals and even potentially to the Western Conference Finals. And the Phoenix Suns, has there been a better story with Monty Williams, with Chris Paul's been able to do cementing his MVP case? He's going to finish top 3. So I think for the Knicks, they're still growing pains. And when you see that end of the third quarter where that turnover by RJ Barrett inbounding it, Payne steals it, and instead of being tied 88-88, they're down by 2, and that's just kind of the start of the snowball effect heading into the fourth. That's things that a young team is going to have to learn, Dylan. So it's better that they learn them now than come postseason time in that 4-5 matchup against the Hawks, a team they should beat in the first round. Better them experience it now than in the postseason and maybe losing in heartbreaking fashion in the first round potentially.
Absolutely. And perhaps I'm being too finite about what the potential is for the Knicks this year. Perhaps they're going to go farther than I expect for them to. Because I've kind of been chalking it up to the idea of this is really just experience for them for next season. But, they can easily compete in this Eastern Conference. Get Eastern Conference semis, it's possible for them this year, which is really something. And Jimmy, maybe this isn't the year for them, but then again, maybe it is.
But also, like, RJ Barrett's 20 years old.
Exactly.
I feel like I'm saying that every week, but it's true. Like, this guy is in his second year in the NBA, and people have just these absurd expectations for him. And I guess it was because of his draft class, which I get that. But the Knicks have their guy. I mean, Julius Randle's an MVP candidate, and RJ on the low could be a most improved guy as well. He's not going to get it, but that would be an interesting conversation to have.